We have this peculiar idea that the universe keeps a ledger, and once every year, it's your turn to collect the debt of attention. But I don't mean the cake, the forced phone calls, or the ritual of blowing out tiny fires. I mean when you really begin to see through the theater of it all. And here's what nobody tells you. When you stop treating your birthday as a monumental event, you haven't lost your joy. You've found your freedom. Do you ever feel like the celebration is a coat that simply doesn't fit your shoulders anymore? Nobody tells you this, but there is a profound exhaustion that comes with the happy birthday performance. You've probably felt it, that strange, hollow pressure to be the happiest person in the room just because the calendar says so. Do you ever feel like an actor who's forgotten his lines in a play everyone else seems to enjoy? Do you find yourself wishing for the sun to set just so the obligation of your day can finally end? What if everything we've been taught about these milestones is backwards? We're told that making a fuss is a sign of self-love, but here's where it gets interesting. The more you awaken, the less you need the world to applaud your existence. This isn't a sign of getting old or becoming miserable. It's a sign that you are moving from the ego's noise into the soul's silence. Do you ever feel that instant flicker of anxiety when you see a happy birthday notification? Do you feel more at peace in the garden than at a party? I want to reveal why this indifference is actually your greatest strength. Point 1. The dissolution of the social mask. Now, the first thing you must understand is that treating a birthday like a normal day is a quiet rebellion against the social mask. We spend our lives wearing masks, the employee, the parent, the successful friend, but the birthday star is perhaps the heaviest mask of all. It's the one day you're required to be an object of attention. Think of it as a stage play where the audience is shouting for an encore, but the actor has already gone home to have a cup of tea. I once knew a woman who felt immense guilt for wanting to spend her 40th birthday hiking alone. She felt she was failing her friends. But think about it this way. True self-worth doesn't require a scheduled annual parade. When you treat the day as normal, you're saying that your value is constant. It doesn't peak on a Tuesday in June and dip in November. This is the secret. You are beginning to realize that the you they are celebrating is just a character, while the real you is the silent observer. Point 2. The mastery of presence over linear time. The second, even more important realization is the shift from clock time to living time. We are obsessed with counting. We count years like a prisoner counting scratches on a cell wall. But to the awakened mind, the idea of being 1 year older is a bit like trying to measure the wind with a ruler. It's like trying to pour the ocean into a teacup. The ocean is the eternal now, the only time that actually exists. The teacup is the human concept of a year. Watch what happens in nature. Does an oak tree have a midlife crisis when it hits its 50th winter? Does the river feel more special on the anniversary of the first time it reached the sea? Of course not. They simply are. When you treat your birthday like any other day, you are aligning yourself with the rhythm of nature. You are realizing that you aren't getting older, you're just continuing. Point 3. The end of the expectation trap. The third thing, which is perhaps the most insidious, is the liberation from the expectation trap. We've all been there, the birthday blues, that low-level sadness that creeps in at 4 p.m. because the day didn't feel as magical as the movies promised. This is where it gets dangerous for our peace of mind. By labeling a day as special, we automatically create the possibility of disappointment. It's like painting a target on the wall. Now there's a chance you'll miss the bullseye. But when you treat the day as normal, you remove the target entirely. I once spoke to an artist who told me his best birthdays were the ones he completely forgot until someone mentioned it. Why? Because he was so immersed in the flow of life that he didn't need a label to tell him it was a good day. This is the secret. When no day is special, every day has the permission to be extraordinary. Point 4. The transcendence of the ego's hunger. The fourth thing you must realize is that the ego thrives on being the center of the universe. It loves the me, me, me energy of a birthday. It feeds on the notifications, the gifts, and the special treatment. But here's what nobody tells you. The more you find your true center, the less you need to be the center of the room. Think of it as the finger pointing to the moon. The birthday is the finger. It's just a pointer to the fact that you exist. Most people spend the whole day staring at the finger, polishing it, showing it off, but the wise person looks at the moon, the vast, mysterious fact of existence itself. You realize that your birth wasn't a one-time event. You are being birthed by the universe in every single breath. A birthday party feels like celebrating a single drop of water while you're standing in a rainstorm. Point 5. The gift of uninterrupted solitude. The fifth thing, which is often misunderstood, is the beauty of the empty day. For the introvert and the empath, the greatest gift isn't an object in a box, it is the absence of noise. Society views a quiet birthday as a sign of loneliness. But I ask you, is the mountain lonely because it doesn't have a party? Is the moon lonely because it shines in the dark? We have been conditioned to fear silence, yet silence is where we meet ourselves. Think of your life as a garden. Most people want to throw a festival in their garden once a year, trampling the flowers and leaving trash behind. But the one who treats the day as normal is simply tending to the soil. They are weeding out the need for external validation. This is why you feel so much better when the day is quiet. You are finally giving your soul the space to breathe without an audience. Point 6. The realization of interconnection. The sixth and perhaps most profound point is the realization that you were never really born in the way people think. Consider this. You didn't come into this world, you came out of it, like a wave comes out of the ocean. You aren't a stranger here who arrived on a specific date. You are a process of the entire cosmos. When you realize this, the idea of a birthday seems a bit silly. It's like a wave celebrating the moment it hit a certain height, forgetting that it has always been the ocean. When you stop obsessing over your individual arrival date, you start to feel your connection to everything else, the trees, the stars, the people you pass on the street. You aren't a lonely island celebrating its discovery day. You are the whole Earth. And the seventh, the most critical of all, is the freedom of non-attachment. Most people are attached to their age. They are attached to the idea that they should have achieved X, Y, or Z by the time they reach a certain number. But here's where it gets interesting. When you treat the day as normal, you stop being a slave to the age narrative. You no longer feel behind or ahead. You are just here. It's like sitting on a train and looking out the window. Most people are focused on the mile markers, worrying about how far they've gone. But you're just looking at the scenery. This mindset allows you to live without the ticking clock anxiety that haunts so many people. You are finally free to grow at your own pace, in your own way, without the pressure of an annual performance review from the world. So, here we are, back to where we started. If you find yourself wanting to treat your birthday as just another day, please understand you are not broken. You are not failing at being human. In fact, you are waking up to a much larger reality. All of these points connect because they point toward one beautiful secret. You have reached a level of internal stability where you no longer need the calendar to validate your presence on this earth. The ultimate paradox is this: the less you care about your birthday, the more you can actually enjoy the simple reality of being alive. You are not failing. You are moving from the noise of doing into the grace of being. You are the actor who has realized the play is just a game, and you can finally step off the stage and enjoy the silence of the wings. You are not a number on a driver's license. You are a timeless expression of life itself. The next time your birthday approaches and you feel that urge to just let it pass in silence, give yourself permission to do so. Remember what we've explored today. You don't need to blow a candle to prove you have light. You don't need a chorus of voices to prove you exist. You are the universe experiencing itself in a very specific, quiet, and beautiful way. This is the dance we're all part of, and you're allowed to move at your own pace. If this resonates with your quiet journey, you are not alone in the silence. And so the journey continues.